So we got cut off last time because I ran into a memory issue and it just stopped recording and a little message popped up and said, "You are running low on memory, and if you want to keep recording things, you need to delete stuff off your computer." So I basically went into the folder that contains all the stuff you download and deleted it all, pretty much. So now I got some space. So let's get on with it, shall we? Let's make sure this thing's facing right. There we go. Okay. By the way, did you see the picture of this wormy ball? All right. Professor Flitwick had given each student a stack of cushions on which to practice, the theory being that these wouldn't hurt anyone if they went off target. It was a good theory, but it wasn't working very well. Neville's aim was so poor that he kept accidentally sending much heavier things flying across the room. Professor Flitwick, for example.
Just forget the egg for a minute, all right?
Harry hissed. Sorry about that. Just forget the egg for a minute, all right? Harry hissed as Professor Flitwick went whizzing resignedly past them, landing on top of a large cabinet. "I'm trying to tell you about Snape and Moody." All right, here we go. This class was an ideal cover for a private conversation, as everyone was having far too much fun to pay them any attention. Goodness gracious. It's not one thing, it's another. Harry had been recounting his adventures of the previous night in whispered installments for the past half hour. "Snape said Moody's searched his office as well," Ron whispered, his eyes alight with interest as he banished a cushion with a sweep of his wand. My goodness. It soared into the air and knocked Pavarti's hat off. "What? Do you reckon Moody's here to keep an eye on Snape as well as Karkaroff?" "Well, I don't know if that's what Dumbledore asked him to do, but he's definitely doing it," said Harry, waving his wand without paying much attention so that his cushion did an odd sort of belly flop off the desk. "Moody said Dumbledore only let Snape stay here because he's giving him a second chance or something." "What?" said Ron, his eyes widening, his next cushion spinning high into the air, ricocheting off the chandelier and dropping heavily onto Flitwick's head. "Oh. Desk." I don't know why I said head. "Dropping heavily onto Flitwick's desk." "Harry, maybe Moody thinks Snape put your name in the Goblet of Fire."
"It's 8 o'clock.
It's 8 o'clock. Which is why I'm drinking hot chocolate instead of coffee. "Oh, Ron," said Hermione, shaking her head skeptically. "We thought Snape was trying to kill Harry before, and it turned out he was saving Harry's life, remember?" I made it double chocolatey. So it's double chocolatey. She banished a cushion, and it flew across the room and landed in the box they were all supposed to be aiming at. So she's the only one actually getting the cushion to go where it's supposed to go. Harry looked at Hermione, thinking, it was true that Snape had saved his life once, but the odd thing was, Snape definitely loathed him, just as he loathed Harry's father when they had been at school together. Snape loved taking points from Harry and had certainly never missed an opportunity to give him punishments or even to suggest that he should be suspended from school. I don't care what Moody says, Hermione went on. Dumbledore's not stupid. He was right to trust Hagrid and Professor Lupin, even though loads of people wouldn't have given them jobs. So why shouldn't he be right about Snape, even if Snape is a bit evil? Prompted Ron. Come on, Hermione. Why are all these dark wizards catchers searching his office then? Why has Mr. Crouch been pretending to be ill? Said Hermione, ignoring Ron. It's a bit funny, isn't it, that he can't manage to come to the Yule Ball, but he can get up in here in the middle of the night when he wants to. You just don't like Crouch because of that elf Winky, said Ron, sending a cushion soaring into the window. You just want to think Snape's up to something, said Hermione, sending her cushion zooming neatly into the box. I just want to know what Snape did with his first chance, if he's on his second one, said Harry grimly, and his cushion, to his very great surprise, flew straight across the room and landed neatly on top of Hermione's. Okay, so there's a good break. We will call it good for this episode. Just kidding. Obedient to Sirius's wish of hearing about everything odd at Hogwarts, Harry sent him a letter by Brown Owl. I almost said Brown Ale. Wonder what's on my mind. Harry sent him a letter by Brown Owl that night, explaining all about Mr. Crouch breaking into Snape's office and Moody and Snape's conversation. Then Harry turned his attention in earnest to the most urgent problem facing him: how to survive underwater for an hour on the 24th of February. Ron quite liked the idea of using the summoning charm again. Harry had explained about aqualungs, and Ron couldn't see why Harry shouldn't summon one from the nearest Muggle town. Hermione squashed this plan by pointing out that, in the unlikely event that Harry managed to learn how to operate an aqualung within the set limit of an hour, he was sure to be disqualified for breaking the International Code of Wizarding Secrecy. It was too much to hope that no Muggles would spot an aqualung zooming across the countryside to Hogwarts. Now, we must understand when they say aqualung, that's apparently how the Brits talk about scuba gear. And I believe aqualung is actually a particular brand of scuba gear. Of course, the ideal solution would be for you to transfigure yourself into a submarine or something, Hermione said. If only we'd done human transfiguration already. But I don't think we can start that until 6th year, and it can go badly wrong if you don't know what you're doing. Yeah, I don't fancy walking around with a periscope sticking out of my head, said Harry. I suppose I could always attack someone in front of Moody. He might do it for me. I don't think he'd let you choose what you wanted to be turned into, though, said Hermione seriously. No, I think your best chance is some sort of charm. Okay. I wonder what kind of charm they're going to come up with, because this seems like a pretty serious task. You got to stay underwater for an hour? How's he going to do that?